and welcome to a brand new Five Heart Podcast live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. I'm your host, Greg Mahachko, and joining me, co-host, co-pilot, great friend, Miss Minnie Hunt. Hello, Minnie. How are you doing tonight?
You also forgot to add, I am the producer of the Five Heart Theater, and, Greg, I became another producer recently.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'll share that with you guys later.
I was going to say, well, yeah. That's very interesting. I'm very interested to hear more about this as we go. How was your week?
It was fun. Lots of football. Lots and lots of good football. I enjoyed watching Georgia lose today.
Golden Domers. We have a great crew in with us already here, just a couple minutes in. Of course, Justin Raji was first. Fred was second, as long as I beat Raji. Ooh, so close, Fred. Those times were one right after the other. And Fred says, oh, that's some shenanigans right there. Raji must Connor Stallions this chat. But Minnie, you know who was number 3?
I know. Greg, I don't think it's fair because I could be number 1 every single week because I make the description. Okay? I don't do that to you guys. I don't think it's fair for us to participate. Did you read the whole description?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Don't ask me to read it verbatim, but I did read it.
Then you can play along.
MK says, Greg claiming third in the chat. Who's running the show? Well, we found out at the very beginning who's essentially running the show. MK answers his own question. Minnie must have finished the coup. So, Melissa's here, says, go Big Red. Aaron Keene says, good evening. Fred says, 35 seconds in and Greg's getting kicked in the dick. It's on brand. The humility off the rip is astounding.
Thank you.
So, and okay. James Boardman says, SEC with a handful of cry, laugh emojis. So, yes.
I know.
All the teams that, you talk about Alabama. Mm-hmm. Oh, they should have been a playoff team, and they couldn't even beat Michigan. And yeah.
Who do you think? Okay, let's just break this down really quick.
Oh, okay.
So now we have Ohio State playing Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We have Notre Dame playing Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have 2 Big Ten teams that could possibly win the national championship. Who do you think has the most likely chance? And if you say who I think you're going to say, I'm excited. Well, okay, never mind.
Who do I think has the greatest chance, or who do I want to see definitely 100% not win?
No. Okay, you can give me that answer first, and then the second part.
Let me put it this way. My little 5 hearts would be happy if one of the teams from the Penn State Notre Dame bracket won. Because fuck Texas, fuck Ohio State. I hate both of them. I hate both of their fan bases. That being said, when you look at how the last couple of games have unfolded, I kind of have a feeling that Ohio State's going to roll. And I hate saying that.
Okay. That's why I'm really happy right now. I had to move my lighting because it's weird shadowing. Sorry. If Ohio State wins, we were so close to winning, beating them. We were so close, you guys. This shows the world how good Nebraska is going to be. I mean, we didn't even have all the puzzle pieces together this year. And going forward, it's only getting better. Oh.
I do think that the Huskers balled out that game in Columbus. I wish some of those field goals that John Holt kicked would have ended in touchdowns. I think the outcome would have been very different. But it's very tough to play the transitive property game because this definitely doesn't feel like the same Ohio State team that lost at home to Michigan. So,
yeah, I know. They dominate. I was pretty impressed by that game.
It was
a great game.
Well, Jimmy McNutty says, I always knew Greg was a closet domer and closet Nittany Lion. I don't know. It's just I'm going with the lesser of two evils, the lesser of four evils, because Texas and Ohio State, I cannot support either of those schools. I've always said, I'll cheer for Michigan over Ohio State, but I'll cheer for Notre Dame over Michigan. Penn State, I'm more or less apathetic.
Let's get this right. Okay, you'll who? We're gonna cheer for
Ohio. Ohio State's like down here with Iowa to me. They're down here with Iowa in Colorado.
Okay, and then above them is who?
I would cheer for Michigan over Ohio State.
Wow.
I don't have that 97 hatred because I wasn't a Nebraska fan in 97. So
no,
I don't have that ingrained.
All college football should have hatred for Michigan because of what they got away with last season. That's what I think.
But I got no problem supporting Notre Dame.
Okay, Notre Dame. Yeah, I think actually the only problem I have is I don't want Notre Dame to steal any of our players. That I'm worried about. When I was watching the ASU game yesterday, ASU looked so good. I was like, okay, why don't we have that running back? And they have freaking Jeff Sims on their team.
Right.
From Nebraska. How good does he feel that he transferred? I mean,
you mean that he was asked not to come back?
I just think, okay, there's a couple tight ends that I would have liked. There's a couple of running backs, but
just reading Josh's comment.
Oh, go ahead. Do you want to read it?
No, you can.
Best friend of the show, Josh Hansen, meaning he must be my best friend. He says, "Go Big Red. Miss you all except Greg. He doesn't miss you."
Red misses your musk, Hansen. Y'all are weird. You know what? Josh and I talk every day, so he doesn't have time to miss me.
Oh.
Let's see. I'm just highlighting some comments here to address as we go forward. Diamond Dave says Michigan fans suck.
Yes, they do.
I would say that Ohio State fans would, but also I'll say this.
Here's the thing about Michigan. Nobody likes this, right? Isn't this what they do? The mitt?
I don't know what that is.
It's a mitt.
Okay.
That's what their state looks like.
Oh, okay. Oh, the mitten. I got you. I was like, Jesus. No, the people that I know, I know more Ohio State fans than I do Michigan fans, and they're all obnoxious. Probably the same way that I would be obnoxious if I had something really, to root about most of the time. So just because I see that more frequently grinds my gears a little bit more, and so that's why Ohio State's lower. I've got no problem saying that I cheer for I'll say I cheer for Notre Dame. As long as they're not playing Nebraska, I got no problem saying that. My grandpa cheered for Notre Dame.
I'm just worried I don't want players of ours to go to them. They got that guy from Northwestern. Like, they're pretty relentless. Like I want to be. I just want to go over and pluck certain players from certain teams.
James Borman says OSU fans are the devil's taint. There you go. And they're talking about.
What did he say? It's. Oh my gosh.
We're starting early tonight.
I actually thought that when I went to the Ohio State game, I didn't have any problems with them. I mean, I thought they were actually nice people.
I think because they were in public, in person. It's the keyboard warriors, The internet's just ruined so much.
It really has.
Really has.
It really has.
Let's see.
Well, Greg, did you hear that we are getting another player from Kentucky?
Yes. Are we jumping right to that immediately?
I think it's really, why not?
Okay. All right.
Why? What else do you want to talk? Oh, sorry. You want to talk about the bowl. Greg made the format, guys.
We don't have to talk about Nebraska's first bowl victory since 2015.
Yeah, we do.
It's okay.
That's okay. We can totally talk about that. I think it's important.
Sorry.
I appreciate that, Gargamel. I appreciate the honesty here. Gargamel is not thrilled with any team in the Final Four, but will hold my nose and pick Notre Dame.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Fred says, Ohio State fans are nice if your team is not a threat. Let that sink in.
That's true. I know. That's exactly what I thought when I was sitting there. They didn't view us as a threat. They're like, hey, come over. Come sit by us. Come. Yeah, you can cheer for our team too.
Before we get to the format, Diamond Dave says, I lived in Ohio for 2 years. My favorite place was the airport. I feel like if I was, I'm trying to think of the last time I was in Ohio this past summer. And, my favorite part was welcome to Indiana. That was on my way.
Are you okay?
No, I'm drinking water tonight. So.
Oh, okay.
And then Aaron says, Greg, following the format. Oh, how the tables have turned. How the turns have tabled. Never mind.
See, this is all you have to do. You have to just jump in, show them a better way, train them up. And just like, our football team, they will take it over and become champions. Greg, we are proud of you.
So, the first thing that I had on the format was the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, which was this past Saturday. Want to, again, extend our gratitude as Minnie and I did the live chat, the live stream watch along. That was a lot of fun, and probably we'll do more of those in the future.
Yeah, that was fun.
At least for big games or something. So
maybe all of your kids made an appearance, so that was cute.
Stella and the boys really stole the show.
Yeah, they did.
And got some fun cheers along the way. Hey, for all of you who were there, I say go. You say Big Red. Go.
Big Red. Big Red.
See if that one takes off in Memorial Stadium. But no, we had a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, Nebraska had a lot of fun because they won the game 20-15. Now, statistically, it didn't look the best. Defense didn't give up a touchdown really till the fourth quarter. Really. They did not give up a touchdown till the fourth quarter. It was 15-2. I'm sorry, 20-2 heading into the fourth quarter. And then, special teamed.
Here's the problem. We made a couple of mistakes, right? Mm-hmm. Because we should have blown the doors off of them.
We should have.
The score makes it seem like it was close. It was never close. We did make a couple of mistakes early on that, cost us quite a bit of scores, I would say. I mean, it should have been more like a 40 to 15, 40 something to 15, because everybody, okay, and here's the other thing. Even Vegas is wrong.
James Borman says first bowl victory since 2015, final score 20-15. Football gods, jokesters.
He's right, because it should have been more like, I don't know, Thuzero threw out a number of 62-24. That was his prediction. That's what it should have been. That's what it literally was looking like. I mean, they were a pretty decent team, but we were so much better. We just made mistakes.
I also, 62, what was it, 62-24, something like that, the Zeros?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Nebraska had a real opportunity to score in the upper 30s, low 40s. I don't know if I'd go 62. And I liked the defensive effort that, again, kept them out of the end zone until the fourth quarter. It was not great field conditions. It was not great playing conditions. And yeah, I think on the extra point, they should have never attempted to even try to kick that, with the low snap or the bad hold or whatever. They should just fell on it instead of, trying to kick it. It got blocked and ran back for 2.
No, you're right. Melissa said, okay, Minnie, we haven't played like that since the 90s. I know. I have hopes and dreams and aspirations for this team yet. I mean, one day we're going to get there, and you guys are going to be like, yep, we knew it. We knew it was going to happen. Minnie said, Thuzero said, 62-24. Wouldn't that be lovely if that was our bowl game score?
I long for the day. So there used to be another really great Nebraska podcast out there called the Big Red Cobcast, or the Cobcast for short. Some of you know what that is. And one of the hosts of that show, Tweety, every week, it didn't matter if we were playing Southern Georgia A&M Academy or Ohio State. He had the same type of optimism that I had, blind faith or whatever you want to call it. And he would always predict the score of 69-3. And one day, just one day, I would love to see 69-3 for Tweety.
For Tweety. Sounds good. 69-3.
Yep.
That would be a beating.
Yes, that's the goal. I remember when I was up in Chadron, I called some high school games that were like 70-10. I remember Chadron beat Mitchell one Friday night. It's a good time. Good night.
That's just crazy.
So,
well, okay. So, do you want to Greggle the statistical breakdown of the game? I'm just now reading that.
No, So, when you look at how the game kind of ended out, Nebraska, I mean, defensively, we held their running game in check. They have that Kai Robichaux, who we had talked about last week. He finished with 19 yards. Grayson James, their quarterback, finished with 22 yards. So as a team, and then I got to give this one, he had a touchdown, yes, but I'm going to say his name because his name is Turbo Richard, and I think if you're a running back in college football and your name is Turbo, you should get at least one touchdown. So anyway, as a team, Boston College finished with 47 yards on the ground. Nebraska ran the ball for 131 yards. And then Dillon went 224 yards on 22 of 30 passing with a touchdown. And Grayson James went 26 of 41. They definitely attempted more passes, 301 yards. He was sacked 3 times. receiving, Jamal Banks, six reception. Let me try that again. 6 targets, 4 receptions, 79 yards. Thomas Fidone caught every pass that was thrown his way for 50 yards.
He doesn't drop them. He does have sure hands. It's just he hasn't gotten very far. I mean, how many yards did he have? How many yards?
Oh, I just had that up. I'm sorry. Wrong tab. 50 yards. I mean, he averaged 10 yards a reception. Actually, and with a long of 15, and he had 26 yards after the catch. Emma Johnson, of course, had the touchdown reception on that wheel route. We remember that in the second half. He finished with, again, caught every pass thrown his way for 24 yards in the touchdown. So again, 232 yards, almost 2/3 of that came yards after the catch. And, Brian Buschini only had the one punt that actually got away for 47 yards. It was a good punt. The other one just didn't quite get away.
Yeah.
And no.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say no yards on punt returns in the game.
Why would you even expect any?
I was more or less just pointing out the others.
What team do you think you're watching?
Yep, that's right, Melissa.
Next year.
Quentin Ives did have a rushing touchdown as well. Sorry.
He did great. So the thing that I like the most is out of all the bowl games that I've watched several, not all of them, but probably most of them. Ours was the dirtiest. I mean, I can't even imagine being somebody's mom and trying to clean out the stains out of those white pants.
They don't have to do that, right? Like somebody from the
I do.
program.
But I'm just like, holy cow. I would just get rid of them. There's no chance of them ever coming back.
And we remarked about this while we were watching the game on Saturday is you get tackled or trip or make the catch 3 yards inbounds and you would slide to the barricade that was 5 or 7 yards out of bounds. I mean, it was just
it's so true.
It was classic football weather, except that the ground was just garbage.
That was actually really fun to watch. I mean, it's almost like, the mud wrestling that you used to watch. Very similar to that. It's like, and then when Dylan just pops up and has attitude with the guy, that was, and then the little brawl started. It's like, whew.
Justin Raji says they just throw those uniforms away. OxyClean. Never underestimate the power of OxyClean.
Yeah.
John Field says those were the most fun or funnest games to play back in the day, is those mud pit games. So, and James, kind of like you, loved the grass stains, mud, and turf in the face mask. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, all the dirt in there.
Get the chunk. I'm trying to think. It was the replacements. Keanu Reeves as Shane Falco gets tackled, I think very early on, and he gets up, pulls a chunk of sod out of his helmet and throws it out, So it's that's real life. It's Hollywood. It's art imitates life. So this the stuff you don't get with the real turf or field turf.
Yeah. It's true. And, all these other bowls, they're playing in a dome and it's so fancy and we're out there. We are just, man, that's what football is.
So what you're saying is we need to put real grass back inside Memorial Stadium?
They're going to.
I know.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Fred says, turf in helmet reminded me of Chicago Bears games back in the late 80s and early 90s. So I'm not sure if that's Boso or Basso, so I'm not going to try to finish that one off. Yes, Husker Chuck says, mud in Memorial soon. I'd be fine with that.
Oh, my camera's a bit blurry. Thank you. Let's see. That help? No, it made it worse. I may have to leave. I'll leave when you have a second. Or when you can. Do you mind if I leave?
No, I mean, you're coming back, right?
I'll be right back.
And that's the show. No.
Okay. All right.
All right. Wow, she's gone. No, I'm kidding. And she all the video elements and things that she uploaded. I have to get probably. Anyway, hi everybody. Great seeing you again. Let us talk. So I don't know. I don't have the answer to this because everybody was saying on Saturday, everybody was saying Monday night or Sunday night, whatever, that Ed Foley shouldn't be welcome back on the team's plane back to Lincoln. I think somebody said that his contract was up on December 31st, and I don't know the latest. Like I haven't seen if any statements about his contract not being renewed. I have a feeling that he probably still is in Lincoln. I have a feeling that he's likely to be reassigned. Like something has to happen with special teams. And somebody was saying, let's see here. Somebody said in the comments, maybe not. All right. Well, somebody said earlier, I guess it wasn't starred, that thanks, Aaron Keene. Just, is he coming back? I don't know what the Ed Foley situation is going to look like.
Oh. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Is that okay? Is it better? It's not
Better.
blurry. Okay.
Justin Rogers says nothing's been announced. Husker Chuck says likely he'll be retained in a recruiting role. I agree. Aaron Keene says Minnie leaves. I don't know what to do with my hands. Ricky, Bobby, and Greg.
Poor Greg. You get picked on not just by me now.
Brent says, hey, Minnie and Greg. What I missed, quick summary.
Hi.
Brent over on Facebook. What you missed is the first 27 minutes of the show.
Yeah, and we can't relive it right now.
But the best thing you can do is when the show is over, you can go back and watch the first 27 minutes of the show. So
you won't want to miss it. Very important information.
You can probably fast forward through some of it. I don't disagree with Fred. Says if Rule sticks with Foley as special teams coach, I question his decision making. I don't think that is going to be the case. I don't think, unless there's something that we don't know that's going on, I don't know how you can't look objectively at the special team situation, be like, marked improvement, ready to go.
He won't.
Yeah.
You guys, we have already taken a look at Matt Rule's coaching experience. If there's a problem, he's going to fix it. Yeah. I'm not concerned about this. I mean, our first thing, right? Our first thing is he needs to be fired. He needs to go. Could it be that they ignored special teams and didn't give them the players that they needed? Because, remember I said last year, or just recently, actually, he said, well, you don't go out and recruit long snappers, Minnie. He said that to me. And I'm like, Haas,
Oh, okay.
Our football genius mind. Because normally you don't have to, unless it's totally messed up. So we perhaps we let all of that go. And Tristan Albano got sick, or excuse me, he didn't get sick. He, had the problem down there.
Where?
He pulled a muscle.
Which one?
The one that he uses to kick.
Oh, the kicking muscle?
And so because of that, we had a problem, and we had to use somebody who was not even like ready to go.
Husker Chuck is demanding.
Is there another word for that?
No.
Technically,
Greg
there
on.
should be. There should be. There definitely should be.
Yes, a common synonym for groin is crotch. Or loins, pubic area.
Ew, ew. Why do we want to talk about this at all?
Why can't you just say groin? It is a body part.
Just stop. His kicking muscle. Okay, he's trained it.
Strained his kicker. Andrew Anderson says if Foley's not the special teams coach, who do you think takes over? There's that guy in Lincoln who knows a few things about special teams. I just don't know if he's got a really good relationship with Matt Rule, and doesn't seem like he does. So
yeah, which is surprising because that guy in particular, who wouldn't like him?
I wouldn't have that problem. But we're talking about Bill Bush, Andrew.
He seems like the kind of person that everybody wants to invite over for holiday parties. He seems like a really nice guy.
Who, Bill Bush?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about asking him over here to the Super Bowl, but then I realized that he probably doesn't want to make the trip. It'd be a hell of a drive home after the game. Oh, yeah. There you go. Cesaro says, why not just call it the love muscle?
Because that's way worse. I cannot.
Wait. You're a music fan from up and down the eras, right?
Yes.
What about Kiss? Are you familiar with Kiss?
Yeah. Yeah.
They have a song called Love Gun. You could just call it the Love Gun.
Oh my gosh. That is so weird. Guys, we will figure this out together. We're going to come up with a name that's suitable to talk about on this show.
I mean, again, groin. Perfectly good. Groin. Oh, UNL fan says hip adductor injury.
Isn't that like outside? Or is it the inside?
No.
Abductor. Adductor? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not going to argue with UNL fan 03.
Okay. Well, Greg,
Okay. No. Lord.
I would really like to talk about the positive of that game.
Yes.
And the best thing, I think everybody, especially after the press conference, was like, oh, we had no idea, was Ramir
Johnson. Jinx. Oh, we can trust UNL fan 03, the physical therapist.
Oh, okay. So what did he call it again?
The hip adductor.
Or she? Hip adductor. I like that. I can use that. I'm going to write that down. Thank you.
Hip adductor muscles are a group of muscles located on the inner thigh that work together to pull the legs towards the midline of the body.
So he would know. Thank you so much. This has been a really difficult thing all season long.
UNL fan, where were you back in September?
Mm-hmm.
We needed your expertise.
Yes. So Ramir Johnson, I know I said it. She. Thank you. She. We need more she's around here. There's a few of us, Melissa, and I saw our friend.
I got it here, Megan McKenzie.
Megan. Hi, Megan. So welcome all the ladies.
And gentlemen. You're not to be excluded.
Obviously. Guys, I'm not like overlooking you. It's just, isn't it nice to have girls around to add to the conversation?
Sure.
Yes.
No, yes.
Nod your head. Yes.
Everyone who contributes is beloved by me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good. So we were talking about Ramir Johnson, and I cannot help but tell this story of what?
you enough, man. We've been doing this for months. Yes, we do need more women, especially when the guys gang up to make Minnie blush.
Yeah.
That's
Guys.
We're just trying to expand her horizons.
Mm.
Make her more comfortable.
No. All I want to talk about is football. You guys want
Okay.
to talk about hip adductors. Like,
Hip
what is
adductor.
wrong with you? Okay. Ramir Johnson, last season, 2023, I went up to him at the Boulder, Colorado game as the game ended, and the players are walking out to go to their buses. And there I am. Hello, everybody. And I walked up to Ramir, and of course he's so tall. And I said, "You're my favorite running back." And he looks down at me and he goes, "Thank you." And it was so sweet and nice. And I'm like, ah. And he got hurt right after that. Remember?
Yep.
But it was so
Now we know who to blame.
awesome. No, I know. It was.
What'd
so
you say to him this
awesome.
season?
I left him alone. Okay. But it was so awesome to see him score and just his story come out and being
I had
in his
no idea about his
hometown.
mom.
I just think, wow, that is so great. And, hearing him on that press conference, these guys don't rehearse their answers. He just said, I didn't want to detract from the team's focus. And I just wanted to get back and play with them. Because that's how much they mean to us. And then for I think it was Ty Robinson then that said, yeah, we're going to be brothers for life.
Yeah. I know he said,
love that.
when I'm up in New York, I'm going to reach out and give him a holler and we'll get together. So it's such a shame that his career was derailed by injuries. He had a spark. Mm-hmm. He had a second gear. We saw it at times this season, and unfortunately, a lot of those times, I remember the Colorado game. He. I guess what I'm trying to say is this past Saturday should not have been his first touchdown since 2021. He had a lot of big plays, a lot of opportunities that were called back, negated by holding penalties or some silly stuff. Well behind the play. So I feel for the guy that his football career is likely over, but. He's a good one. He's a really good one.
Yeah. Golden. He's as good as gold.
Okay.
That's a saying. You can go along with it.
Sure.
I like to say that. I like to say that about people that are genuine. He is.
Okay. He's as good as gold.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, it was the bowl game, the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl victory was a nice send-off for guys like Ramir, Ty, Gifford, Nash, the guys who came back. Some of those guys were back for their sixth year.
Javin Wright.
Javin Wright.
Javen Wright.
Javen. Sorry. But I thought he was trying to come back next year.
I don't think he can. I think he's had
all the
years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Man, for all the guys, for the seniors, it was a really nice way to go out.
It was.
For the younger guys, we desperately needed those 15 practices to get the offseason going because we brought in new coordinators, shuffle things around more on the defense. But, Dana Holgorsen, the extra 15 practices to get, some things lined up. And now we can look towards the offseason. and get them prepared for, spring and just getting those extra reps, getting that extra familiarity, the verbiage, however, Holgerson, whatever he's going to try to implement, 15 practices really helps. So
it's so true. And did you notice how awesome our defense played? They did not skip a beat with the loss of Tony White.
No. They ran out of gas, but they didn't skip a beat.
No, I honestly think that we just played it safe to not risk turnovers, not risk a loss. That's what I felt happened at that game. Do you agree?
No, I think defensively, again, the score was 20-2 going into the third quarter, and in 2 minutes time, Boston College, now it was in the latter half of the fourth quarter, but with under 7 minutes to play, Boston College scored 2 touchdowns, and they made what was a 3-score victory or a 3-score game, a 1-possession game. And, we were on the cusp of, potentially giving the ball back to them. I think it was the Ramir Johnson getting that first down that allowed us to run the clock out after the 2-minute timeout. And I don't know. I think defensively, the guys just they let off the gas a little bit. I know one of our comments here earlier said, Vince Watson said earlier, Rule needs to learn to not take the foot off the gas.
I totally agree. It feels like we just try and play safe once we get ahead. And do you know, I think that is how so many teams lose. These upper echelon teams, that's how they lose. Because they think, okay, we're ahead. We got to just maintain. And I think you just got to put the pedal to the metal.
I think one more score, and then we could have eased off a little bit.
Okay.
Now that could come in a variety of ways, and again, special teams didn't do our offense or defense at times any favors. But again, the 2 things that I wanted to happen happened. We got the win, and it didn't look like anybody got hurt. Malcolm Hartzog, I know we talked about this, I think, earlier in the week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got banged up. I can't remember if he came back in or not.
Check on it.
But, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says, I think playing not to lose is not the way to go. We could have lost that game. We could have. If they would have done something more, at any point prior to the fourth quarter, we're looking at a very different ball game. So kudos to the defense for pitching the shutout through 3. Something needs to happen. There's got to be that killer instinct switch flipped at some point to just put the boot on their throat. So,
well, part of that is getting weapons on offense. It's just recruiting. Somebody said yesterday, because of course we got, can I mention it now? We got the guy from Kentucky.
Yes. Okay. He comes with a little baggage. I don't know if you saw that.
Baggage?
Yeah.
How?
Are you okay? Go ahead. I'll let you. Okay. Are we talking about freshman Hardley Gilmore the 4th?
Yes.
So there he is. Hardley Gilmore the 4th. I'm assuming you have some statistics on him.
I do.
You give the statistics and I'll give the bad news.
Oh, no. You know what? I'd rather have the bad news first.
Okay.
Let's brace ourselves, guys. This doesn't sound good.
So back in December, when he was still with Kentucky, he was arrested after allegedly racing in on the Bluegrass Parkway. So it's a misdemeanor charge, but he was impacted by this as well. So, I'm sorry. He was charged for misdemeanor assault, not racing.
Assault is when you hurt somebody, right?
Yes, I was conflating two Kentucky Wildcat football players and incidents that happened. So this is from Kentucky.com, which of course I think it looks like it's going to be behind a paywall. Let's see if I can.
Here's the thing. It's not like we're turning into Georgia.
No. He was charged on December 7th with misdemeanor assault after allegedly punching someone in the face at a storage unit in downtown Lexington.
Huh. Well, I've wanted to punch a lot of people in the face. So there you go.
Cool.
I don't know. Is that really that bad? Are we really? I mean, come on. He's a kid. He's a football player. We want him to play with that kind of.
Okay, yeah, but we also don't want him to, be. I don't disagree with what Mr. Matney says. Hopefully, he learned his lesson. He deserves a second chance. I also do think that, he's, I think everybody deserves second chance.
They do. They do. I agree, and that's what we're here for. We are Nebraska. We wrap our arms around people and we say, "Come, we will help you." And he's only 17.
How is that possible? He's played a freshman a whole.
I don't even think that's possible. Yeah, it can't be possible. He is 6'1", 178 pounds. He had 6 passes for 153 yards. Wow. We started college at 16. So he's smart.
Interesting.
Good for him.
I was not that smart. I mean, I think we all know that, but I just wanted to make sure it was abundantly clear.
We knew. It's okay.
Thanks. I appreciate it. He's the second Kentucky wide receiver, though, to jump from Lexington to Lincoln following the wide receivers coach.
Who is who? We got to come up with a really good name for this guy.
Shorts?
Because
Coach Shorts?
Coach Shorts. Dakeil Shorts Jr. Coach Shorts?
Yes.
Just Coach Shorts. Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. I'm all about the nicknames. So if that's the best you can do.
D Shorts. Brent, here's the thing. Things happen. It's almost serendipitous because Brent Wolf on Facebook and Vince Watson on YouTube both said D Shorts at the same time.
There you go. It must
D
be.
Shorts it is.
We have no problem. From now on, he's D Shorts. It's like a rapper. Okay. Yeah. Thankfully, we have D Shorts. I'm not going to read that. And we have quite a few players that obviously thought he was fantastic.
Yes.
So we have 2 that came from the transfer portal and 1 that actually came from Kentucky as a new recruit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's saddle up. If we somebody said we have too many wide receivers.
This is punny. Thank you, Brent. I appreciate that.
What?
Brent says, from what Greg described, the only baggage involved was with the storage unit. Likely more to the story. A first-time offense, so be it.
So be it. I like that. Everybody here wants to give the guy a chance.
I'm for it.
Look how awesome. You guys are great.
I'm not anti-second chance. I just want to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's only misdemeanor anyway. So.
Yeah, and he showed a lot of promise there at Kentucky anyways. And so we definitely, he's a 4-star recruit. Okay. Last time we had a 5-star. Do you know who the last 5-star wide receiver was?
It wasn't Maurice Purify, was it?
No.
What decade was it?
It was pretty recently.
I thought Marlon Lucky was a running back.
Yes, Ted Hiker got it.
Trey Palmer was a 5-star?
He was a 5-star out of high school.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the thing. Those are the players that we need to try and target, especially if they have had success for a year or two somewhere else. We need those 4- and 5-star wide receivers. You know me, I hate to keep pounding on stars like it's everything, because it isn't. But these 3 stars that are, a work in progress, we can't afford that. We only have 105 spots on our roster, and we just can't afford to keep them and have that project. It's just the way that all of college football is going. We're not the only team that is having to do this.
I think there's a way to balance that. I think you can recruit the 3-star out of high school maybe and get, a portal 4-star, 5-star guy who's ready to make that immediate impact. And if you see potential, potential can be found anywhere. That the whole basis of this show, going back 9 years now almost, was finding, the people who flew under the radar because they weren't 4-star, 5-star, but they wanted to give you that 5-heart effort. And I think that there are diamonds in the rough out there.
There are.
And they're going to need time. They're not going to come in and be an overnight sensation. They're going to need a little bit of time to get polished up and ready to show their worth. But you're right. It's a different era of college football now. You're going to have to fill roster spots from the portal, finding those immediate needs. So,
Melissa says, we still have to get rid of 32 players by July. 32 players.
That's a lot of attrition after spring.
I tell you, that's probably the hardest job of any head coach this year, is cutting your roster.
I wonder, because there are 130 some odd Division I, football. Thank you. College football programs, and I wonder how many of them have to do that much cutting by the time we get to, was that July or whatever. How many, maybe some teams only have to get rid of 10 guys.
Okay, guys, we are honored to have with us in the chat. Not that all of you guys are great. Draft Brian
and gals,
yes. Draft Brian is with us, and he is fantastic at analyzing talent. I'm a big fan. He works. I think you still work for Corn Nation, don't you? Anyways, he says, remember when Rule came in and he talked about how he wants to recruit athletes because he could teach them how to play football. Did that at Baylor, Does it seem like he's gone away from that? Well, absolutely. He's had to. He's absolutely had to. And then he follows it up with roster limits may have ended that. And that's exactly what's happened. You can't take somebody who is a project and work with them. Unless you truly believe that there's something really special there.
I don't disagree. Vince Watson says, how many walk-ons will we not hear about that will just become students? Because I know someone else said something about how, John Field says walk-on programs are gone. I mean, they're definitely going that way. And let's see. Spring ball, James Borman, great point here from James. Spring ball is going to be more of an audition for a lot of these kids. It's going to feel a lot like, if you've ever watched Hard Knocks on HBO back in the day, now they have in-season Hard Knocks, but, it's going to be like training camp for the NFL, where guys are going to be, future endeavored, which kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay, here's the example that I was trying to lead up to. Jalen Lloyd has his parents, remember, they were both track stars. He's just so fast.
Mm-hmm.
He also was on our track team, set all kinds of records. And everybody, almost every single person for Coronation that I talked to about him, everybody's so excited about him because of how fast he was. But the problem is his rating was only a 3-star because he's not developed as a football player, right? And things like that, like we don't have the time to necessarily hold on to him and, have him play. He should be playing somewhere. It's just we can't afford to have somebody like him, which is so sad.
I think this is, a couple of back-to-back comments here. I like MK's, optimism. He says the project guys will find a home at lower levels and get picked up as juniors and seniors, which essentially makes either the group of 5 or, we formerly call Division II, which is the FCS, almost like the farm system now for the Power 4, the P4 schools. And then Fred says, got no time to recruit athletes and turn them into something nowadays. It's quick hitters and perfect players you hope to keep for the duration, not great. So
that's true. It isn't. It's really, really hard to kind of balance that. It has to be somebody really special.
And we mentioned Jalen Lloyd because he did enter the transfer portal on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, I guess it sucks because he's a Nebraska kid. He's from
his
state.
His mom like made all those records at Nebraska.
Yeah. So
it's sad.
We'll see. I mean, it's weird. I don't necessarily because he's a sophomore. So he's got, I think, 2 years of eligibility left.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't see him dropping down to getting a little bit better and then coming back to Lincoln. I think as much as I hate to say, I think his time in Lincoln's done.
Yeah. No, I agree. He's gonna land somewhere really great. What does it say?
James Borman asks if Jalen Lloyd's development was stunted by his former wide receiver coach. You could probably say that about most of the wide receivers in that room, especially the ones that came in that we thought an awful lot of. And I know how much you thought of our former wide receiver coach.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But I agree with James. But I didn't even think of that till he said it just now.
Because in all Let me try that again. How does a 19-year-old kid like Jalen, how does he learn from a 24, 25-year-old kid?
Exactly. Exactly.
Who hadn't been around enough. I mean, he's the son of a legendary coach.
Oh, he's going to be great. He's going to be great. One day he's going to be great.
Need a little more gray hair to make a difference in that wide receiver room. So,
what are you saying, Greg? Greg?
I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I've been around the sun 42 and a half times now. So,
oh, okay.
Almost to the day. I'm almost to my half birthday.
Oh,
we're not going to have a party for that.
I was going to say, do you have birthdays? My kids do.
No,
they want to, anyways.
But I know that I'll be 43 in insurance age here in a couple of days because that's how it works in the insurance industry.
Okay. All right. So on the Garrett McGuire conversation, Vince Watson says McGuire was a project himself, which, I mean, I agree. I hate to say it, but I do agree with that statement. What do you think?
100%.
Okay.
And I'll go so far as to agree with John Fields here, who says that Isaiah Nayor and Jamal Banks played much better at the other schools.
They did.
I think they got here and they
weren't developed at all. They weren't set up to. Yep.
They were overthrown or they couldn't come down with those 50-50 balls. And
I know. Yeah. They couldn't even block. That's right. Melissa said they couldn't even block.
And Lloyd averaged 40 yards a catch last year and 20 yards a catch this year. I also think that because Nayor was in and Banks and Ja'Cory Barney Jr., that Jalen Lloyd's touches became fewer and fewer. It became a more crowded wide receiver. He was asked to do less, and so we saw less of him. So,
okay,
but that's just me. Easy, James. You're going to be tossing stones in here, and I don't want to get involved in a rock fight. So
yeah, we're going to ignore that.
I do like this comment quite a bit from Mr. Matney. I'm sorry, let me do this right. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, who says, I'd rather have 5-star assistant coaches.
I hope that we don't have to choose.
I think a 5-star assistant coach can elevate a 3-star player better than a lesser coach can. A 5-star assistant coach can do more with less. Where you can give, let's talk about it. You can give him a Dylan Raiola, and if he's not coached up properly, he's not going to.
We've seen this. We've seen it. That's what the problem is. We actually have witnessed this. You're right. Oh, that's a horrible thought. You guys are right.
And I got to say that, we can have higher expectations from Dylan Raiola and not get in trouble for it.
I think Dylan has higher expectations for himself.
That's right.
You have to realize, though, all of this put on a freshman quarterback. Of course, there's going to be mistakes. And of course, we're like this. We're like with our little magnifying glass going, what did he do? Because it's kind of hard not to miss, right? But Dylan wants to improve. No doubt about that.
Agree.
Okay. Well, here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. So we have Ja'Cory Barney Jr., wide receiver, who was a 4-star out of high school. We have Carter Nelson, wide receiver, who was also a 4-star out of high school. we have these guys from Kentucky. We are building major talent in the skill positions. This is exactly what was missing this year, as well as some coaching, type changes, obviously.
Yeah, I get the coaching.
Yeah. But that's why I'm really excited. I'm just as excited right now as I was during the season because of all the talent we have coming in.
The movers and the shakers.
Yeah.
I apologize to everybody. I feel like that was unnecessary and unwarranted.
It's okay. You did good.
Let's see. Our buddy Draft Brian says, I think it was telling that the offense needed a vertical threat and Lloyd couldn't get on the field.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
So, let him, yeah. As I say in other industries, let him go learn a new hold. He'll be just fine.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Hey, okay, so did we want to do any of the other pictures that you have right now, or is this a good time for me to throw in what I showed you earlier?
You can throw in what you showed me.
Okay.
You have to re-upload them, though. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, because I left?
Because you left, yeah. Just be prepared. They might autoplay when you add them back in.
They do. You're right. Okay.
That's for you, Brian.
What did he do?
Brian said, I love all the pro wrestling comments. So I said, go learn a new hold. And John Field says the receivers seemed to play much better with Holgorsen leading.
They did. They definitely did. I saw that too.
And I wonder, honestly, if I'm not saying he doesn't want to play football, but Vince makes the comment that Jalen Lowe is just going to do track coming out of high school and kind of got maybe talked into doing football. So if there's a world where he stays a Cornhusker and he just, I don't know, gives up football and focuses on track too. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, his mom was a track star at
I'm
Nebraska,
not saying it'll happen.
Very possible.
But
yeah.
Allows him to stay close to home.
So since Greg has been so kind over the last year plus to let me lend a hand with some of the behind the scenes of Five Heart, one of the things that I wanted to improve on was the intro, right? And it's improved slightly. Don't look at me like that. Come on. We've talked about this. But as I was... Yeah.
Me and that old intro of mine.
It was a little... It just was a little flat. It needed some oomph. So Greg, I consulted Greg. He helped with the improvements. And one of the problems we kept getting flagged for copyright issues. And then Diamond Dave plays the guitar and he goes, I have a riff that I'll do for you. And I always kept that in the back of my head, in my mind, because I was like, he has a riff that he would play and it would be like an original for Five Heart. And his brother, Ty, also plays guitar. And so we were at his house this past week and we...
Wait, you asked me, did you?
Oh, no, I didn't ask him.
Oh, no. God. He says, oh, no. Diamond Dave in the comments says, oh, no.
Yeah. So this is David's riff. And the song, we came up with a name called Don't Stop Drinking Till Tuesday. We're in Las Vegas, so we're just having fun. Okay, this is just the silly part. I'm going to show you guys kind of like the before and then the after. It's just a short little thing, okay? And Greg, feel free to pause it.
47 minutes long.
No, it isn't.
Wait. I will call you On Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday's her name. Or is Tuesday her name?
Sorry.
Did you have to stop drinking Tuesday? Did she take your wallet? Did she take all your money in Vegas?
Yeah, they.
Did she leave you for dead?
She'll call me.
Do you think she'll call you?
She said she would. I'm good for it. I'm good
A vintage
for
Royal
call.
Crown Cola sign. That's awesome.
But
I bought that. All she had to do was shake her little hips.
nice. That's right.
And wave her little finger. I love a round sound.
But I was not at home.
I wasn't at home.
I do like jam sessions.
It went to my voicemail.
And I have no singing musical abilities whatsoever. So.
I think by now we all know that, Minnie.
And Tuesday is gone.
No, that's
Okay.
a different song.
So this is
I think
the clean more of the after I got them to sit up straight, pay attention to me. Okay, Diamond Dave is on the left and my brother-in-law Ty is on the right, and they are kind enough to let me be their director.
I think just
Okay, so I'm gonna do a 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you're gonna start the heartbeat, 5 heartbeats. Then you're gonna go into
Thank
the
you,
riff,
Mr.
and then
Matney.
you're gonna end with 5 heartbeats. Okay? Is that okay?
you need a chord.
You got it?
Just, yeah.
Okay.
What are we doing?
Okay. I'm gonna count
She's
you
a
in. then
Directorial
5
tyrant,
heartbeats,
isn't she, Melissa?
Then the riff, and then end with 5 heartbeats. Okay?
You hear that?
You're gonna end with 5
by the way,
heartbeats.
there's gonna be.
I wanted to make sure they got the 5 heartbeats in there.
We could always add that in post.
Wait, whoa.
No.
Just giving
Oh.
Okay.
changes.
Okay, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. It feels too fast.
All right.
You're a little bit too fast, David. Okay, ready?
I,
Even jam sessions have a format.
I'm gonna do a soft tap, I guess.
Yeah, I like the tap because that's the heartbeat. Like that. It sounds like a heartbeat. Okay, ready? 2. You guys are off.
I'm just trying to figure
No,
out.
you're right. You're right. That
Is this
sounds
or
good.
John's heart?
But
I don't know if we'd have made it.
The heartbeat
Yeah,
part is
It's-
off.
it was a little fast too.
Your heart is off.
Okay,
Your
just a little
heartbeat
bit
is
fast,
off.
but that's okay.
I feel so
I have,
bad
uh,
after I was
I have
listening to
arrhythmia.
this.
6, 7, 8.
Okay, we get it, I think.
Close.
Close. Well, here's the thing. It's not plugged into amps. We're just trying to figure out how long it needs to be and all that. And I thought you guys should see kind of
The
what
effort.
I put if I put this much effort into just the abuse that I give my family. Imagine. Poor Greg. He has to put up with a lot.
Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says, Minnie, you need a management job. You missed your calling.
I do.
Yes.
And Aaron Keene says, thoughts and prayers, Diamond Dave.
Poor. Yeah, he didn't say one thing the whole time. Did you hear that? He's like,
He's like, next week I'll be brushing my teeth.
Well, we worked on it and I think we got it, but then I sent it to a friend of mine that watches this show,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, I like what you have better. So, I was trying to get us an original song.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
in all fairness, Mr. Matney says there was nothing wrong with the original one either. So, which I think is the one that I created a couple years ago.
I mean, I feel like he's been kind.
You know what? Interesting point from MK. Five Heart is not acoustic. Think Van Halen with David Lee Roth.
Yes, I agree. But when you're doing like a jam session like that, you can't just like
you
plug
work
in
out
the
the
electric
Kinks
guitar.
acoustic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll
I agree.
We'll plug in the Les Paul or the Fender and
Yes.
make it wail.
Yes.
Yeah. Diamond Dave says I kept saying to go electric. We know Dave.
He did. That's all he wants to play. All right.
Well, let's talk about. We've been talking so much about players who.
Greg, you know, most of this was done for you.
Oh, am I supposed to offer feedback?
You're supposed to say thank you.
Oh, thank
for
you.
putting
Thank
this
you.
much effort into everybody.
Thank you for making Dave work on his vacation.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we've talked about one player in the transfer portal out, one player in the transfer portal in. Let's talk about another player who is visiting, and that is Jalen Davies, a cornerback from UCLA.
Oh, yeah. Which is so, I mean, we just got Sayer Wright.
From USC.
From USC. And now another cornerback possibly from California.
He is visiting, the latest information that I have. He was in Lincoln today, has 1 year of eligibility remaining. He is listed on the UCLA website at 6'180". He's a redshirt junior from Rancho Cucamonga. And yes, I was always going to say that as soon as I realized it. Anyway, he has, for his career, he has 108 total tackles, 4 interceptions, and 11 pass breakups. He has played over 1,500 defensive snaps, and according to PFF, he has season grades of 69.2, 68.9, and most recently 2024, 61.2. So
Okay.
we'll see if he likes the atmosphere in Lincoln.
I'm not real excited about those PFF ratings.
Okay. I mean, what do we have currently?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I'm not.
We do need
warm bodies in the defensive secondary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, did you get a picture of TJ Lindsay, the defensive end from LSU?
I did not, because I didn't know that name until just now.
Oh, sorry.
That's not your fault.
He's visiting. Yeah, it is, because I didn't put it in your format. He's visiting. He's 6'3", 290. And, you know, it was interesting because did you notice at the bowl game there were a lot of 4-man fronts?
Yes.
Shown?
Hey,
So
do you say LSU or Auburn?
Oh, Auburn. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. What did I did say LSU.
All good. I'm listening. Keep going. You were giving some 4-down linemen, and I was trying to find a picture real quick.
Yes. So I was just thinking, we do need to make sure we have players on the defensive line. Right now, we have that Williams Nwaneri.
Yep.
Who committed? We have Jalen George, who committed from the transfer portal, both of them. Then we have Riley Van Poppel.
Yep.
And Keona Davis.
Yep.
And Cam Linhart. So
Yep.
it would be good to get like at least one more, maybe two.
Yep.
That can start. Okay. Perfect.
Don't stop talking about TJ Lindsey just yet. Do you have any statistics on him? Oh, yeah. Elijah Judy.
Oh, and Elijah Judy. Yes. Good call, guys. Look at that. In unison, even.
There's TJ Lindsey.
Yeah.
He was in town, or he's in town today.
Mm-hmm.
And there's rumor that there's a defensive tackle from Appalachian State who's going to be visiting tomorrow, but I don't have that name either. But I'm guessing
that's Joshua Donald.
Right.
And the
Wait
reason.
a minute.
Sorry, I'll talk about him while you're looking for him.
The reason.
Like yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. 320 pounds. 6'4". I saw this meme or I don't know, video or something that said if your height starts with 3 or 6 something and your weight starts with 2 something, you look like this guy. And if you're, well, I think it was probably a cut down for people who aren't 6 feet, like me. But this guy's 6'4", 320. Huge. And we're looking at him as a possible nose to replace Nash Hutmacher.
He's not been at App State too long. Looks like he previously was at Troy. So that doesn't bother me. I want y'all to know.
No.
I'm working frantically. I apologize for.
That's okay. Take your time.
There's no time to take time.
Okay, but MK says, unrelated side note, you all will want to check out the meaningless Duke touchdown that just scored. Oh boy. Yeah, Duke is on right now. I can't get enough of these games. In just like 2 weeks, we're not going to have any games to watch.
Makes me sad.
Okay. Is it the 91 guy? Is that
it's
him?
91. It's 91, yes.
Holy cow. Yes. Let's get that.
6'1", 320. Has one season of eligibility left.
Okay. Nice. Yep. That would be great. Holy cow. Is that really the score?
I don't know.
Right. Duke is at 20 and Ole Miss is 52.
That's funny.
We were just talking about this. How we need to have those types of scores.
Duke had a kickoff return. Is that what I'm understanding, MK? Which 6 steakhouses? And Husker Bob wants to know which 6 steakhouses are they going to show Joshua Donald? I'm actually curious for you in the comments if you had to
show him host, your favorite. Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you had to what eateries would you take a guy who, is no stranger to the nutrition table? We'll say.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to be diplomatic about that because I could just say a fat guy, but that's me. So, all right, let's have that conversation.
if you're in Lincoln or Omaha, give me, I don't know about 6, but like best 2 or 3 steakhouses in Lincoln.
I have no idea.
Misty's is what JC
Misty's.
says. Round the Bend in Ashland.
Okay.
Raji says there aren't 6 steakhouses. Like, well, you got to improvise, man.
He knows. He lives in Lincoln.
Are these cheese Frenchies or Frenchies or what? Hold on. I got it. Amigos.
Francis at
Cheese.
Amigos.
Okay, Frenchie. Okay. I'm looking this thing up right now. This
Round
looks
the bend. Somebody else, James Boardman says round the bend is the answer.
Okay, here we go. A cheese Frenchie. It's a sandwich with American cheese and salad dressing that's hand dipped in egg batter and cracker crumbs and fried to a golden brown. 3 triangle sections with 2 sliced pickles in an order. The cheese French. So it's a deep fried.
Sounds like something
grilled cheese.
you would give your pregnant wife. Sounds like something.
I don't have a pregnant wife.
Well, I mean, if you had one.
Oh.
You know what I mean? The fried food and the pickles and the salad dressing. Like, it just sounds like a lot of stuff that certain taste buds like
Gravitate
need.
towards.
Yeah. And when you're pregnant, that's one of them.
John says we go into Golden Corral, screw the steakhouse. Raji says go to Omaha. James says round the bend is the answer. Round the bend in Ashland. Hold on. I'm just Googling the shit out of everything tonight.
So you want for the recruiting committee, right? Dylan's sister.
Easy now.
And what is her name? It starts with an Avery.
I'm uncomfortable with Round the Bend Steakhouse, or basically any restaurant that has at the top of their heading up there says order online, menu, jobs, daily specials, more, become a VIP. But right there in the middle, Testicle Festival.
That's what David Manny just said too. What is this? We can't even say that word on the show, you guys.
I mean, we can. It's
No, we can't. We really shouldn't.
I don't know what this is. The 32nd annual 2025 Testicle Festival is June 14th from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. $10 cover. Military personnel get in free. Merchandise available. Live music from all day from 11 to 10 p.m. There's DJ Jake. You can get Sweet Island Treats and Eats, which is shaved ice. New and improved Buster the Bull. Come see Angus the Converbon. Kids 12 and under eat for free. So it's a family affair, the Testicle Festival. I'm guessing it has something to do with Rocky Mountain oysters.
I mean, they charge people to go there.
Yeah, $10 for the whole day. Come on now.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
I gotta find out this.
No, we don't need to find. We don't need to.
I'm. Okay, so apparently one of their things in the appetizer section, you can get a full sack. Breaded and fried beef nuts served with Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. I just want to find the steaks, damn it. Give me to a good old steak. Okay, here we go. What's your favorite? Oh, maybe I'm asking the wrong person.
Yeah, you are.
You can get a 22-ounce top sirloin for $33.
Okay, stop.
Why?
I mean, is this necessary? You think we're going to lure him to Nebraska because of our steaks?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Omaha steaks?
Well, yeah. Yeah. But I think that it requires a little more than that. Quite a bit more.
I mean, it depends on the quality of the steaks, I guess. Here we go. James Borman says Round the Bend has a great chicken fried steak smothered in gravy. Rowdy's and Fairbury is good too.
Yeah. And Melissa actually has something to add to this
Okay.
conversation. Tacky.
I don't know what you're referring to, Melissa.
I do. And I agree.
So we are not supposed to talk about delicious food? I'm very confused.
Okay. We could talk about runzas. We could talk about corn.
But you don't want to talk about steak?
I don't want to talk about that festival.
I'm done talking about that. I'm just looking at their menu.
This is not the show. This is not a Food Channel network.
Fine. Sorry, everybody.
Okay.
I don't get to have any more fun talking about. I mean, it's the off season. I don't know. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure it out. We're gonna have to do a better job with the format, Greg. All right. What?
They have the appetizers called the ball sack or a half sack. It's the full sack or the half sack.
Yeah.
James says, we're having a ball. This conversation is nuts. Don't get testy.
James, really?
Okay. Yeah.
I know.
It's not freedom from consequences.
It's just, I don't know how this show goes south so quickly.
I do.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's you. It is you.
I'm
Kinda
the
like
problem.
My job to reel us back in. Let's get back on. Okay, Greg, is there
Yes, ma'am.
anything else that we missed?
Let me
What
check
else do we have to look forward to?
Let me consult
have-
my format. I have my format is incomplete.
Okay.
So
Well, let me tell you. We did talk about the bowl games, the playoffs already. But by the time that we are back here next Thursday, we will have, let's see. No, we will not have had a champion. We have one
Correct.
game on, is it the 10th? And the 8th and the 10th, I think, are the next two games. And then we also have the final playoffs for the national championship on the 20th. So we have 1, 2 more, 5 hearts before the national playoff. Okay.
it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild and crazy stuff.
And then we will be talking about all things Dylan Raiola during the
Why?
off season,
Why?
just to get more familiar with him.
Are we familiar enough with him? Like you have a
No.
restraining order.
No. Okay.
Tony says the 9th and 10th are the semifinals, and the final championship is usually on a Monday. I'm assuming they'll stick to that. This will be probably the 19th, I think. 20th? I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
So I'm bad at days. Yeah, Melissa makes a great point. UCLA, the men's basketball team takes on UCLA on Saturday. That is a home game. It's alumni weekend. UCLA is ranked number 15 in the country. It's going to be 1 o'clock Central from Pinnacle Bank Arena. So get out there and support your Huskers. Then they go on the road for a little stretch. They're on the road at Iowa and then on the road at Purdue. The Big Ten slate is always very tough. Be really interesting to see how Nebraska competes with UCLA. They do have the win at ranked Creighton from back in November. So more of that, more wins over quality opponents and not losing to garbage opponents. So 20th. Thank you, guys.
Oh, we didn't mention him. I don't know about Marquise Watson Trent.
I'm on it.
Oh, yeah. Actually, John Fields is right. And the 20th is also the same day as the Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday and the inauguration. So, very busy day for
Sounds like
Monday
it.
in January. Jeez.
So Marquise Watson Trent, 5'11", 225-pound linebacker, currently at
5'11".
5'11", 225. He's a
Okay.
redshirt senior from Pittsburgh. In 2024, he was the Sun Belt Conference Defensive Player of the Year. He was all Sun Belt Conference first team. He's the Group of 5 All-American second team from Hero Sports. I mean, he's got accolades over the last several years. So he had a team high 823 plays on defense, 120 tackles, 7.5 for loss, 1.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, 2 quarterback hurries, and a pass breakup. So that's a little bit that I can tell you about Marquis. And by the way, he looks like he's ready to go.
Yeah. Well, okay. So John Fields says he's visiting today and tomorrow. And then Justin Raji follows it up with which you said, the Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year, 130 tackles this season and 7 total for loss. Tackles for loss. That just plug and play,
Ready to go.
That's exactly what we need.
So
Sweet.
I don't know, Mr. Keene.
Yeah.
I think they don't judge. Best we could do is say how many stars he had out of high school, which I'm sure I could have looked that up. Hold on, let me pull it back up.
Poor Greg.
Good.
You've been busy Gregling all day.
I won some. Sorry, some bitch. So,
Well,
ranked the number 31, the 31st ranked player in the state of Pennsylvania coming out of high school, which they always have some solid ballers. Not looking to see. I'm not seeing where he might have been ranked. Sorry.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
It's all right.
Oh, he says he only asks in the context of the development versus immediate impact discussion earlier. I understood where you were going. I apologize. We'll make notes. We'll do our best to remember that for next week, and we'll try to track that information down for you, sir.
Absolutely. Yeah, we will. Yes, we will. Okay.
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
do you have anything else you wanted to add?
We have a bunch of starred
not
comments.
really. Not really. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I think we talked about this earlier, but Fred Sacco says rumor has it Notre Dame is trying to get viewers from Texas for next year. That'd be interesting. And hey,
Do you know how much she's asking? I heard
I saw some at $6 million.
Yeah.
So
what? Huh. Tickle my palm. $6 million, please, to throw a ball.
No, can't do it.
Not happening. Okay.
Terry Bush has got a question. Who on the offensive line is going to step up next year and start and be good? I have opinions on this. Look, we know that 60% of our offensive line is intact. And Justin Raji answered that question early on. It says Gunnar Gatula. We also have Justin Evans and Henry Lutovsky. We have a few places or a few spots to fill, but I think Justin Evans, Sam Sledge, and then we got a right tackle to figure out. And I'm not saying that all the guys who are in the spots now are going to be, Grant Bricks could be ready. it'd still be, I think, nice to go and get one stud transfer portal offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
Back up the Husker, the
fight-
pipeline jerky bucket.
The guy. Sorry, Craig.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I just needed to insert right here. Fa'ale, fa'amo is a possibility.
True.
Right?
True.
Okay. And he's looking to, it's between us and Michigan, I think. And that's probably before the end of the weekend. I think I read that we'll hear.
We'll find out.
Uh-huh.
Earlier on, Jimmy McNutty said, "Come on, Minnie, we would have blown the doors off them if not for Dylan trying to lob passes instead of throwing smoke."
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if that was caused because of the weather or, like his footing was off or what.
No, I just think he
stopped
stopped throwing with heat.
Okay. He honestly, that's how he throws. I mean, he can throw with heat, but he's known for just like, those lob passes that look effortless, that just land where he wants them to.
Wasn't it the Polynesian Bowl, right, where he threw for like 70 yards in like one of the skills?
Yeah.
Where's that?
Well,
where's that Dylan? Where's the guy who can?
Are you kidding? He can throw.
Okay, I'm not. Why weren't we seeing that? Why are we seeing these?
If I had that answer,
Right.
I'd be getting paid.
Right, that's true. Let's see. Aaron Keene giving Vince Watson kudos. I don't remember what Vince said. That's okay. Vince said a lot of things though.
Yeah.
James Boardman says this 62-24 was our bowl game score in the 96 Fiesta Bowl against Florida. So that's why that one rings a bell. John Field says classy move by Rule to pay for all the 2023 players to come to the bowl. And it was. I'm a big fan of that move. And living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast, agreed 100%. So
you know who was there? It took me a while to identify all the guys. I mean, there are a lot, but one guy in particular stood out to me. No, all of them did, but one guy in particular, I was like, why did he have to graduate? And it was long snapper Marco Ortiz. He was there.
Oh, here we go. Brock Knutson at right tackle, says Vince Watson.
Okay.
The Scottsbluff Bearcat.
Mm-hmm.
Grant Briggs, we mentioned him. I saw this. Boardman says Fa'amoy is at Wake Forest this weekend. His offensive line coach from Washington State was just hired there. So that might be an interesting development. We'll have to watch.
Yeah, well, Wake Forest isn't very good. So why would he want to go there?
Comfort with the coach. You never know. Husker Bob says, are Turner and Teddy going to be disinvited at offensive line returners? I don't know about disinvited. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Teddy medically retired and Turner probably, I don't want to say disinvited. I mean, when you're getting down to X amount of guys on the roster, there's a couple that probably don't have room for, and you say that in a discreet manner.
Yeah.
Juan Camacho says Sacramento State's going to be good next year. Scatiboo transferred from there, the running back at Arizona State. So
he is amazing. That was the highlight of all of my bowl watching. Was Cam Scatiboo.
Scatiboo. Yeah, the
I love saying his name.
The MVP and was a losing for the losing team. So that's I think that's the first time they said that ever happened in that particular bowl. So
I mean that I feel bad that ASU lost. Not because I'm here in Arizona, but because they deserved to win.
I think there was something
Oh.
about a pass interference call or not non-call or something like that played a pivotal. Refs suck. So.
It did. And their coach is like 30 years old. Their head coach. No, 30, 32, 34. He's so young. Good there went Greg again. It was targeting. That's right. Thuzera, thank you for the reminder. That's what it was. It was a targeting call. And the reason they didn't make that call is because he hit him with his face mask instead of the crown of his head.
I went to hit the targeting by Thuzera and it just
Threw
disappeared.
you out?
Yeah.
That's so weird. Huh.
All right, well, I'm back.
Okay.
Vince Watson says we need a running back from the portal. I think the problem with that is those unicorn stud running backs either
Like
aren't in the
Scatterboo?
portal. Yeah, right. And I mean, they're either not, and I'd never heard of Scatterboo until yesterday. Shame on me. But they're either not in the portal or Nebraska can't afford them. Or not that they can't, they don't want to pay for them.
We can and we will. We're close, guys. We're getting there. We're inching up. We're on our way.
The very last starred comment that I have for this evening comes from MK. Greg, you didn't say what you're drinking tonight. Is that tap, bottled, or filtered pitcher?
What are you having?
I have ice water from my fridge dispenser
Okay.
because I forgot to put beer in the fridge. It's been a fun day.
Well, good.
So,
Well, Greg, I think we did it.
and in under 2 hours.
Our last show was 3, so this is good. We're
slow in the off season. I feel like we can start getting them back under 90 minutes. Slow,
Oh,
sure.
okay. Good.
So
Yeah.
um,
I'm going to hold you to that.
okay. That is it, I think, for this episode of the 5 Heart Podcast. Minnie, any final thoughts, or did we explore and expand and expound on all of them?
I think that's all of them. I'm just really excited to see what happens in the next, well, hopefully a couple of months, who we get out of the transfer portal, what the roster ends up looking like. I mean, we have so much momentum with these skill players coming in. And, you know, lots of people are commenting that we need to get O-line. It'd be nice to get a running back. I think we're going to see all those things addressed, and the Ed Foley thing too.
But and I want to maybe address my comment here. Yeah, I think we could afford to, the 1890 collective or whatever could do it. But we have Emmett Johnson. We have Jamarian Parker. Am I getting that name right from St. Louis? Quentin Ives. It's not that we don't have talent and that we don't have young talent coming in, but I just think that getting those home run, the best analogy that I can make, it's not great because he's in the NFL, but like there are no like Saquon Barkleys, or there are no Adrian Petersons that are, they're not that caliber of, because if they're that good, they're going pro, because there's only so much tread on those tires. There's only so much wear and tear on those knees, and they got to get paid. And
They do.
And as much as you can make it NIL, you can make quite a bit more with that type of contract from the NFL. So that's the only reason. I don't know if the juice is worth that squeeze. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Aaron Keene. I'm expecting a big leap in 25 or we riot. And he says that as a member for 4 months.
Okay. Big leap. You heard it here first. And Greg, I got to tell people what my favorite part of the bowl game was. Do you have a favorite part of the bowl game that you want to leave us with? The W.
W.
Just the W. That's all that mattered.
I think so. I mean, the Ramir Johnson story, you know, we talked about that. We talked about sending the seniors, the guys who came back and committed to the program, helped, you know, lay the foundation. I know that was key for Isaac Gifford. The extra practices, escaping relatively healthy, but getting the W. Because if you would have lost that game, the next 8 months would have been brutal. You know, so
it would have been.
We would not be smiling right now. We'd be moping.
And you know, it's only been 5 days, and it feels like it's already been like weeks.
3 months. Yep.
Since we won a bowl game, guys. We just won a bowl game. That is so freaking awesome! Yay!
Justin Raji with a nice point here. Pro Big Red. Don't forget Cam Jurgens getting selected to the Pro Bowl. Hey, when you learn from one of the best and you get to sit under that Jason Kelsey learning tree, that's pretty special. Pro Bowl in his first season starting. That's really awesome.
Awesome.
And MK wants to know Nebraska ball talk next week. This season could be special. Yeah, we've got some people, some friends over coordination. We can possibly inquire and see if they want to join us and talk a little Nebraska ball.
That's fun.
Hey, we cover we cover a lot of the sports. We don't do a whole lot with rifle or bowling anymore. You know, but hey, you ask about it. We'll do our best to bring some people on smarter than us to talk about, you know, Bryce Williams and Juwan Gary and the mayor, Fred Hoiberg, and we'll see what we can do. MK, thank you very much for the suggestion.
Thank you. Yeah, that is a great idea.
Well, that I think officially will do it, Minnie.
Yes.
We're still out of here under 2 hours. So
good job, Greg.
Good job to you. Thank all of you. Make sure that if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to the Coronation YouTube channel, and ring that bell for notifications so that you never miss when we're going live or when we're dropping a new video. And yeah, it's relatively new. It's a month or so.
A little improvement on that too. It's fun, Greg.
Okay. All right. So for the queen of improving the show, Minnie Hunt, I'm Greg Mahachko. I'm just boring old. If it never changed, I'd be okay with it, Greg. And this is the 5 Heart Podcast. And the one thing that doesn't change is the way I close the show. And that is reminding you each and every week that 5 Heart is all the heart you need. Minnie?
Thank you, Greg. And go Big Red.